The United States tonight once again stepping up with assistance to Ukraine. Today, President Joe Biden spoke with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and told him the U.S. will send $500 million in direct aid. Lawmakers are also talking about next steps. Hannah Brandt has more on that discussion.
U.S. lawmakers are united in their support of Ukraine.
Dithering needs to end. We need to flip the script and make Putin afraid of escalating against the West.
But divided over how to provide it. Congressman Mike Rogers is part of a Republican push to get more weapons to Ukraine, including fighter jets and anti-aircraft missiles.
Giving the Ukrainians the resources to drive out every last Russian on Ukrainian soil.
While Democrats like Congressman Adam Smith worry some weapons could escalate the West's involvement.
Part of it is that balance between giving Ukraine the help and not spreading to a wider war.
The White House says there are daily deliveries of weapons to Ukraine, but acknowledges that in order to avoid escalation, one of the president's main considerations is about what not to send.
He's not going to make decisions that is going to lead to direct conflict between the United States military and the Russian military.
In a call with Ukrainian President Zelensky on Wednesday, President Biden promised to send them an additional $500 million in direct aid.
To bolster its economy and pay for budgetary expenses such as paying salaries and maintaining government services.
General Todd Walters, who is commanding U.S. forces in Europe, told lawmakers the resources Ukraine needs are constantly changing.
We can't rest for 1 second. We've got a lot of work to do out in front of us to make sure that the Ukrainian armed forces are getting the right gear at the right time.
And defense official Celeste Wallander says lawmakers need to be prepared to keep the aid flowing.
Not just days and weeks, but months of sustainment, perhaps longer.
In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.